is Digivation Network.
Up next is our special report for the week, and it's on the Twitter ban in Nigeria. But like I said earlier, this report captures the story in its entirety, and I'll advise this is not the best time to leave your TV set. You need to watch this.
Nigerians across the nation are still feeling the ripples from the shockwave sent by the federal government when it announced the indefinite suspension of microblogging platform Twitter on the 4th of June 2021. The action by the federal government followed the deletion of a tweet of President Muhammadu Buhari, a tweet which was labeled to have violated the policy of Twitter on abusive behavior. But the suspension of Twitter by the federal government far precedes the deletion of the president's tweets, as a statement put out by the Ministry of Information and Culture accused Twitter of allowing its platform to be used for activities that are capable of undermining Nigerians' corporate existence. Reacting to deeper reasons behind the ban, Kelechi Decker, editor-in-chief, African Economy magazine, had this to say.
I think the government has been looking for an opportunity to get back at Twitter since the issue of NSAS and all those things. So they found Twitter has been quite influential in trying to, especially in controlling the public narrative space. So that the influence of Twitter has been a kind of a pen in the neck to them. So they've been trying to find a way to get back at Twitter. So this one presented the opportunity, because when you look at it, it's quite laughable that removal of a tweet, not the whole tweet, but a certain aspect of that thread was what ignited this kind of stuff.
According to Netblocks, an international internet watchdog, the Twitter ban has cost the country 6 billion naira 3 days after the ban came into effect. Kelechi Decker also speaks on the far-reaching economic implications of the ban.
Apart from Twitter being a platform of expression, Twitter is also a platform of business. Twitter is a platform of entrepreneurship. Twitter is a platform of training. Twitter offers a whole lot of stuff. People just see it as just where the people go and rant. But there are a whole number of Nigerians whose daily bread depend on activities that are taking place on Twitter. The Guardian newspaper did a report on, was it on Monday or Sunday, where they highlighted the cost of that ban, the economic consequences of that ban, the socio-economic dislocations of that ban, and it runs into billions of dollars.
Aside from the economic implications, the ban on Twitter has also brought with it some legal consequences, as Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) and the Nigerian Bar Association have indicated intent to challenge the ban in court. On the grounds of the legality of the ban, legal practitioner and activist Lebros Oshoma says the ban contravenes the country's constitution.
If you look at Section 22 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, it states, the press, radio, television, and other agencies of mass media at all times shall be free to uphold the fundamental objectives contained in this chapter and hold the responsibility of government. Twitter can be classified as other means, other agents by which the people hold government accountable. It's a constitutional provision by virtue of Section 22. That is why the press is regarded as the fourth realm of the estate, because they even hold it a greater duty than the judiciary to hold government accountable to the people. And one of such means is, Twitter as a means of communication. Twitter as a new means of putting a communication tool in the hands of everybody. So you have a constitutional provision, a constitutional enablement, and then by fiat, order, pronouncement of the government or the president, as the case may be, you remove that constitutional provision. You deny the people of that constitutional provision. That's an abuse That's arbitrariness. That's dictatorship.
Labros Oshoma also proposed an engagement with the government and Twitter to look into the rules as opposed to an outright ban.
So, what we should do, there are rules. What we should continue to do is to make impute to them if we feel that their platform is being used to fan the embers of terrorism or sectionalism or destructive tendencies. You make complaint to them and ensure that if the rules are not protective enough, let them also, look at it and expand the rules. But you don't just sit down, put your hand and expect that they should know. They are not all knowing. So there should also be a mechanism. Sit down, let us review the rules as laid down by them. If they are violating their own rules, then we'll let them know. If they are not, then we now find a way of ensuring that we activate the instrumentality of those rules to ensure that both the critics of government comply with the rules.
Nigerians from all walks of life also share their thoughts on the ban and how it affects them, as majority of Twitter users have bypassed the ban by the prompt use of virtual private network, also known as VPN.
In this 21st century, this is internet world where everybody connected to the world, and you said you want to ban it for what? Just because our president was deleted, or why? Well, for crying out loud, if you have done the needful, what's the extent of banning Twitter?
This is a democratic country, and there should be freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of communication. Banning of Twitter is like, not accepting the freedom of speech in this country.
With the Twitter ban only being temporal, Nigerians continue to wait and hope for the best resolution between the government and the social media platform.
This is Digivation Network.